Nah, he's a 5-level scorer.
He's a walking bucket.
Yeah. Is this a rhythm thing? I'm trying to count the seconds that he takes to make his moves. When does he make them?
I mean, he's Kevin Durant.
I promise we tried.
Kevin Durant, aka the Slim Reaper, is the perfect name to describe his skills on the basketball court because standing nearly 7 feet tall with a 7'5" wingspan, Durant possesses the ball handling skills of a guard. His slender build and ability to take over games create a unique combination of attributes that make him nearly impossible to defend. The usual limits of size don't apply to KD. He moves like a guard, but is tall and has a lot of reach like a dominant center. He is like something you make in a video game. Because his handles are so tight and precise, he can easily get through defenders, make a shot off the dribble, and leave opponents defenseless when he has a one-on-one. Only a few guys in basketball history have been able to score as efficiently and in as many different ways as KD. But if you include being 7 feet, it's barely anybody. He can pull up for 3, rise for a mid-range jumper, or attack the basket. Kevin Durant is not just one of the most skilled scorers in NBA history. He is a player who redefined what is possible on the court. His unique blend of size, skill, and IQ makes him a nightmare for defenders. So here's a collection of NBA legends and players explaining how gifted a scorer Kevin Durant is. Enjoy the video, man.
I think he has his own special category, like me.
Yeah,
I'm not in the GOAT category, but I am one of 2 of the most dominant players ever. So he's one of 2 of the most prolific, dominant scorers ever. Yes. And I think, like you said, to piggyback on what you said, because you lose to Golden State and then you go join them and win championship, I think that tarnishes it. Now, if he can win one where he's the bus driver, like Charles would say, I think we would definitely have to put him in that conversation.
I mean, you don't see a 7'2" guard with deep range, absolutely no holes in his offensive game. Can post, can shoot over anybody, can run a pick and roll. I mean, on defense, he's so long, he's active, and so. Yeah, I mean, to me, he's one of the best scorers, if not the best scorer this league has ever seen, because there's just nothing that he can't do, and he's so long, but he can get a shot off at any time. So I'm a huge Kevin fan. I met him a couple times off the floor. He's super cool and relaxed. He's a super hard worker, and always trying to get better.
Favorite KD memories was playing him in the 2012 NBA Finals. And around that time, even though KD got 7 inches on me, I still was like, I was a good defender and I was athletic enough to be able to guard bigger guys, good timing and all that. So I remember, throughout the series, Brown and I would take, times with guarding KD. Just give him some rest, I'll go guard him and vice versa. And I remember one game in Miami, I'm guarding KD, I'm taking every move and everything, every counter he give at me, I'm there. Great defense being played. He go up for the shot, I contest it. I'm talking about if his wrist is here, I'm right here, like perfect contest. And he hits it, and he runs down the court, and very quietly he say, "You too small."
Finding room, gets it to go. Boy, he worked hard for that shot.
Like, it hurt me in a way that I could do nothing but laugh because it was the truth. I was just too small. It was nothing more I could do. And like, he just said it so confidently and quietly, like, "Bro, you too small." I remember that moment because at that moment, like, I was like, this guy's gonna be, he's gonna be next level great.
He will go down as arguably KD, the most purest scorer that this league has ever seen.
That's coming from Melo, B.
Like, he is a 3, he's a 5-level scorer. Like, we was breaking the 5 levels down. Yeah. He's a 5-level scorer. There's no way he can't score at on the court. But he's 7 feet. Yeah, you 7 feet, champ. You 7 feet. He don't like that. I told you he don't like that.
You automatically in the group.
He don't like that. But he's 7 feet. Yeah. He changed the game.
He's 7 foot, and to be able to shoot the ball and be efficient that way.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, think about it. This man is shooting 50-some%, and it's mostly jumpers.
It is.
Right? Like, that is insane to me. So I can't leave out the height on KD because that's what makes him so unique and dynamic.
He's one of the most talented basketball players that we've ever seen in our time. The ability to score and create his own shot. I think he's an underrated defender. He guards 1 through 5, but just his ability to shoot the ball, man. He reminds me a lot of Dirk because you've never seen Kevin Durant get a shot blocked at 7 feet I mean, you just can't touch it. You have a high release, a quick release, but his skills, man. Like if you had to pick a all-time hoop squad to go out and play a pickup game, KD's the #1 pick. Like you got to have him on your squad. But he's a Hall of Famer. He's a top 10 player in the NBA history for me, in my book.
We tried everything. So we tried everything. We had several different coverages for KD, and
they didn't work.
Dude, yeah, like sometimes you come across special people, and it doesn't matter what you send to them. It's no scheme. It's no it's no nothing.
Kevin Durant is a transcendent talent, bro. Like we've never seen
it before.
We've never seen anybody like KD. Kevin Durant is absolutely one of the best players that we've seen.
He's so gifted offensively that there's no coverage. Like honestly, it's just hopefully he missed shots. Like hopefully he's not hot that night. And that's literally like when you're guarding him, just hope it's a long night. Hope he's missing shots. Like. Just try to show bodies and, you know what I mean, make it tough as possible. Like, that's just how you have to match up with him. Yeah. But he's so good as a scorer, and I think what makes him so special now is he's so underrated as a playmaker that, like, now, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he makes the game easy for everyone.
He makes the game easy for everybody around him because he can get anywhere he wants on the floor, and he's 7 foot. He can see over the defense. He's going to draw 2 people. And from there, he's just going to make the game easy for everybody around him.
It was a playoff series where we was playing the Memphis Grizzlies. And Tony Allen was all over him. You know, Tony Allen, grit and grind, like he just, made it very difficult for him. And I remember KD looking at the film and just realizing how he was just trying to eat up and crawl into his space, take away his real estate, making it difficult for him. And he was just like, I got it. Like, I know what I need to do. And this was at the same time where, like, Mr. Unreliable and the article, the paper came out and Oklahoma City press and everything. And we was just like, yo, just stay ready, man. You're the MVP. We believe in you. And, man, when I tell you he came out with, like, one of the most efficient scoring nights I've ever seen, it was almost comical the way that he dissected that game offensively. Memphis threw everything at him. They blacked him. They threw double teams. They threw a couple blitz at him. And every facet, off the screens, he was scoring. Off the isolation, he was scoring. He was getting, like, multiple effort buckets. Like, he just did it all, man. So that was, like, one of my fondest memories of him, like, responding to adversity and just in real time and having his fingerprints all over us, a playoff series.
Playing against KD, I think, was kind of my little welcome to the NBA moment. I guarded him for most of that game, and it was really just nothing you could do. I mean, like, you can, double team a guy, you can pack the paint on a guy and, like, make it difficult for him. But, like, with KD, there's really nothing you can do. Like, he's going to hezzy pull from 3. So you got to guard that. If you jump on that, he's going to hezzy you and get to the mid-range. Then he's going to get to the basket. Like, he's 7 feet. He's shooting over centers. Like, the one shot he had against us, that really just made me like usually guys do, great plays in the game on the opposite team, and I'm just like, all right, let's go. Like, take the ball out, let's go. But, like, a couple of his buckets, I'm, like, sitting there pausing for a second, like, God damn.
When I watch him play, it just looks way too easy. It's just unbelievable, man.
Does he make this? We talk about this with him a lot, but like, how easy it is for him to score? Does that ever, even for somebody like you, make you a little bit like envious that he can just do whatever he wants all the time?
I think everybody feels like that, man. It's just, I don't know, man. It just looks too easy. Like, if you see him, you can say everybody can do it, but only he can do it, man. It's just unbelievable the way he scores the ball.
Who's your GOAT?
My GOAT?
Your GOAT.
Man, this is gonna sound crazy, but Kevin Durant. I mean, I've always just been a fan watching him play as a kid, I've always been a fan watching him play as a kid.
Yeah.
And it's just, he's the first 7-footer I've seen, like, putting the ball on the floor and scoring off the dribble, so I've always been a big fan.
Top 5. He might break top 5 in the scoring.
Oh, he's no doubt going to break top 5. He's going to be a 30,000-point scorer. I mean, think about the guys are all at the top 5. Who shoots the ball like KD? None of them. Jordan, Kobe, Malone, Kareem.
Correct.
None of them can shoot the ball like
Right.
him, and he's a 7-footer, putting it on the ground, playing like a point guard.
You know, one of my favorite guys to see it, I liked him in Texas, was Kevin Durant. He had that, once I developed an 8-foot, area where, the step backs from 8 foot, by no means am I comparing myself to a Kevin Durant, but I liked his style.
Kevin Durant, we have similarities. I mean, size-wise, I was thin, he's thin. He's taller than I am. He can put the ball on the floor. He can shoot the ball from anywhere. I mean, so he has similarities.
KD is one of the greatest scorers to ever play the game. You cannot play that way. If you go back and forth with a guy like that, he's going to score 50, 70. You know what I'm saying? I just had a lucky night.
He just had like a 50-point triple-double against us. It was unbelievable. I think for me, that was the best version of KD ever that I've ever played against. I went to him and I talked to him. I said, hey man, I'm not here without you. I'm not here without you. You inspired me. You impacted my life. I wanted to be like you. The way you play, the way you carry yourself, the greatness that you have, all the things that you've accomplished in your career. I looked up to all of that.
LeBron James has 20 straight seasons scoring 25 points or more a game. That's the record. You know, second?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. 15 in a row this year.
Yeah.
Is there a player out there that you're looking at that motivates you?
Yeah.
Who's that player?
Kevin Durant. I love the way he plays the game. The way he plays the game every single night, man, is very inspiring. It's motivating. This is a guy who goes out every single night and gives it his all.
Back and forth between the two best players in the NBA.
He's going to be one of the greatest scorers to ever play this game. But the way he plays, just so joyous and happy, and it's he's like a kid back in Maryland. And I feel like when I'm on the floor, I'm a kid back in Akron, man. Right. I just want to play this game.
We don't have many matchups left. Not sure how many we have left, so you don't never want to take it for granted when you're out there with such a great player, one of the the best to ever play this game. So it's always a treat, and it's fun. And, a lot of people always talk about his weight or whatever the case may be. KD he will get you up off him for sure. Out on the floor, so he's put in a lot of work. But he's just always been. He's just a natural born scorer. You have certain guys just coming to this league that's what they do, and there's nothing you can do about it. Carmelo Anthony was one of those guys. Allen Iverson's one of those guys. Kevin Durant's one of those guys. And listen, you just hope that they miss. You just play great defense, and maybe you can, get a couple turnovers on them, make it a little tough on them. But I mean, we felt like we made it as tough as it could be at 39 tonight. So, but this is, like I said, it's a treat to be out there with KD, Trey 5 for sure.
Any chance of Durant, eclipsing LeBron or passing LeBron?
He doesn't have to. When we talk about basketball 20, 30 years from now, we're going to talk about Durant. We're going to talk about him being one of the all-time greats.
What about Kevin Durant? What do you think about Kevin Durant?
Yeah, you talk about these two and you're battling who's the best, and Kevin Durant is going to sneak in the back door.
It came back one season and it became the toughest matchup that I've had to deal with in my entire career outside of Tracy McGrady.
Tony Allen was the toughest guy to defend you. Who was
By
the toughest
far.
guy to defend?
Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Kevin Durant. That was the one that I retired without really being able to figure out what it is that how I can stop him.
Why?
When he first came in the league, he was easy to defend because he couldn't go right and shoot. You should kind of shoot across his face. So that was a weakness that he had. Also in the post, he couldn't turn left shoulder. Everything was right shoulder. So that gave me areas that I could shut off. Right? And then he started developing it. And now he can pull up left, he can pull up right. He can shoot the long ball. He has runners, left hand, right hand. Before he had a left hand finish at the rim, I could always send him left, force him all the way to the basket. Even with the advantage of his size, he was still uncomfortable finishing with his left. So I could clamp the right hand and now force him into tough situations. But now he developed that. So then I couldn't really figure out, is this a rhythm thing? I'm trying to count the seconds that he takes to make his moves. When does he make them? At what times in the game? I couldn't really figure out that rhythm yet. So I retired not being able to figure him out.
What has KD shown you this season? He gets buckets, like he's been getting. Right, he's a bucket getter. He's showing you that at 35, this is what he does still. Get buckets.
you know, his consistency though at the age,
His durability. His durability. Yeah.
It's amazing though just to see him continue to do this. And you know, I haven't really looked at the numbers. What is he, 35 right now?
35, Lord.
And I don't know what his total point. Yeah, he missed a lot of time, but he would have been one that would have been close to getting 40,000 too if he never got hurt.
KD gonna play, Lord. Let me say something to you. That 2 years helped him.
He gonna play into 42. He gonna play into his 40s.
You know what he can do? He's a walking bucket.
Yeah.
When KD put one leg out the car, that's a bucket. The other leg comes out 2 butt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As soon as he get out the car, walking bucket.
Right.
Shout out to KD, man. Still doing it, man.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And how long do you think Kevin Durant will play? He is going to be 36 years old.